This area of the membership site is something that has been requested over the years by many doctors. And what it is a member data exchange. And what this is basically is a forum where you can share data. And the way I have it set up is primarily for sharing autocodes. And that's been one of the most requested features that we get to enable you to share autocodes with other doctors. What I've done is I've already added autocodes for ICD-10. You can check this from time to time to see if we have any particular autocodes that you'd like to use that are not already in your system. What's going to be going on this page pretty much are the ones that are not included in your current system as a default. And I'll be adding more to this site as we go and as I get requests. The ones that I have in here already. These are ICD-10 codes. And I've broken it down into headache, cervical, upper extremities, etc. So that if you see one of these that you want to include in your own system, I've already included all the formatting, such as columns, so that when you use these in your system, they'll line up with the other ICD-10 codes. I'm doing that with all the auto codes that I include in here. Any special symbols like he, she, or Mr., or Mrs., I'm including all those in there. So basically all you have to do, if you see one that you want, is highlight it. Once you're at the auto code section here, you're going to hit File, and then Add New Auto Code, and just paste it in here, into this big area, this text area over here. In this case, you're going to use ICD-M, and you cannot, again, I want to remind you, you can't use numbers here. You can only use letters. And conversely, in this box, you can only use numbers and no letters. Alright, so the dash is okay in both sides. So in this case, we're going to use ICD-M and then the number of the ICD-10 code here, which in this case is 79601. Now some of these ICD-10 codes have letters like X, A. When I see an X, I usually use the digit 9 on this side, period, and then a 9 for an X, and if it's an XA, I'll put 1 to represent the A. So XA will be 91.91. And that's going to appear on this side after we save it so you can recognize which ones are which. But in this case, it's just a number. 79.601. Alright, so we get the code in there. It's going to come 10 columns to the right here after the number, so it's going to line up with all your other ICD codes in the report. And just hit Save. And as it says here, there's already a code with the same number in the system, so it's asking me just to change the number. So I'm going to not do it in this case here. I'm just going to cancel the edit, and it's right here. That's the one I was going to add. That's the simplicity of it. All you have to do when you see a code that you want to use is, again, highlight it, right mouse click copy, and then go to your report master and just paste it in, give it a title, and you're done. You're good to go. So that's what this is. Now the way this is going to work is if you want to see a particular code, like an ICD-10 code that is not in the system and it's also not in this list, what you can do is just send me a comment down here with the basic text of what you want to include. And I will take it and I will look at if there's a need to have the patient's name in it, whether it's a he or a she, etc., etc. So I'll determine if there's any special symbols that need to be put in. I'll add them in, and then I'll add them to the appropriate listing up here. In this case, we have ICD codes, but we'll also have injury code, prognosis code, diagnostic codes, etc. So I'll have the categories at near the top here, and this is kind of a menu system up here to navigate up and down. And I will have other tutorials to go into more detail on how to use this. But basically, what you're going to have here is an automated code repository with subcategories of all the various different auto codes. If there's a code that you do not have, but you haven't figured out how to put it in correctly or whatever, give me a comment to me in this box down here with the basic code or the basic text that you want to include in your reports. I will convert it into an auto code with all the formatting, any special symbols such as he, she, the patient's name, and all that stuff. You just tell me what the basic text is that you want to include, and I'll do the rest and then save it to the applicable area. Also tell me if you want to make it a prognosis code, diagnostic code, injury code, treatment code, or whatever. So that's the Report Master Members Data Exchange, another key feature to the Gold Club membership.